All right, here we are. Hey, what's happening out there, guys? Will Ripley coming at you live for Campfire Guitar Star. I'm just going to pull up my comments here on my computer and to make sure that I'm tuning in so I don't miss anything. And I just noticed that something is right in the way of my camera. How about that? Darlene Crosby, right on the call as per usual. Good to see you. And why don't you go ahead and drop me a comment to let me know where you're at in the world and what kind of guitar is sitting in your lap. Okay, so if you can't tell already, we're going to be doing an acoustic themed guitar lesson today as I roll up my sleeves to get ready for this. I know it probably looks like I'm going to go chop wood with this plaid shirt, but I'm going to play some acoustic guitar. But anyways, drop me a comment. Let me know where you're at in the world. What kind of guitar is sitting in your lap? Mike Flannery, another one-on-one student in the house. Good to see you. He's tuning in from Dallas and has a Canadian guitar, a Larve. And there you go, an SD40. I'm not sure about that exact model, but I know Larves are really nice guitars. I've actually recorded with them a little bit. We did a ABC test. So I did a blindfold test, basically. It was this guitar versus a Larve versus a Taylor. And so I recorded this part on each guitar. And then my engineer played each one in the back. And we just said, okay, do you like A? Do you like B? Do you like C? And then sure enough, at the end of all that, the Larve won. So if you can't tell already, what we're going to be doing in today's lesson is Lynyrd Skynyrd's Sweet Home Alabama, okay? And so that's what I was playing there on the intro. And I want to show you some of these techniques and concepts and really what that riff is derived from, okay? And how we're actually going to start strumming out the 3 chords, and then we're going to break down the picking pattern. And so whatever you're talking about, whether it's flat picking or arpeggios, arpeggiation, okay, picking, all those things are kind of like synonymous terms, meaning they're all kind of the same, okay? And so we're going to break down those techniques, all right? So just while people are tuning into the call, just make sure that you're all tuned up and you get your guitar handy. And I'm going to see if maybe, is this thing bugging anybody? Because it's kind of bugging me now that I see it. Oh, man. This is the thing about setting up all these cameras. I think I should be able to tweak that. 1 second here. Watch this. Watch this, guys. Bada bing. Bada boom boom. All right. Look at that. Look at that. That's the thing about running these guitar lessons sometimes is I'm also a videographer and a sound engineer at the same time. All right. Hey, another one-on-one student on the call, Keith Rather. He's tuning in from Kansas, and he's got his Fender Electric Acoustic. Cool. So I guess that means that you're playing an acoustic guitar with a pickup in it. I think that's what you mean by electric acoustic. And that's what this is, too. I've got, as you can see, we can jack that in, and I've got a couple of knobs on the inside here for a volume and tone. That was something I installed later on so I could bring this out to live gigs and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that is a must for acoustic guitars. Got to have that going on. if you're gigging, of course, or playing into an amp, which is also fun. And Darlene is tuning in from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And she had a shot in her hand today. Doctor said no guitar until tomorrow. Oh no. But we won't tell your doctor, Darlene, that you're playing guitar right now. Okay, guys, so I see a bunch of 101 students of ours at Campfire Guitar Star on the call. And let me know if there's anybody else out there that is also tuning in. I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, that's the thing, man. A lot of people that do the one-on-one lessons are like keen, man. They are on top of it and they're working hard and they invested in coaching. Okay, and I'm a huge advocate of that. I personally seek out guitar lessons and myself. You know, that's what it's all about, man. It's a great way to learn guitar the fastest way. So anyway, it's good to see you guys hopping on the call and hanging out with us. And so we're going to hop into Sweet Home Alabama here in just a minute. I see Ted, another 101 student, Ted Posabiec on the call. And Toby MT, what's up, man? Good to see you. So we're on Beginner Guitar Players on Facebook. That's the Facebook group that Mike and I founded and moderate. We're also on the YouTube channel, Campfire Guitar Star, and also the Facebook page of Campfire Guitar Star itself. And so, wherever you're at, I can see your comments, and we'll get started up. Hey, what's up, Brad? Brad's tuning in from Tampa Bay, or Tampa, Florida, and he's on a Yamaha. Nice. Yamahas are great guitars, man. I just bought my nephew one. If you head over to my Instagram page, you'll see this page with this 9-year-old kid with a red Yamaha acoustic guitar. And so we went to a guitar store together and picked out his first official guitar. He has this old beater guitar that I used to play. And so that's been his guitar. And he's been taking lessons with Mike. And so anyways, we bought him a Yamaha acoustic guitar, which is such a great value. And guys, just a huge reminder while we're on the call, Acoustic Guitar Star, okay? That is our proprietary acoustic guitar system at Campfire Guitar Star. And it is on sale right now, okay? And let me just grab you that link because this is a promotion that's just going until Sunday at midnight. And I don't want you guys to miss this. And of course, all you one-on-one students, you guys already have access to this. But for the people that are not one-on-one students and people that want to learn acoustic guitar, this is a very powerful program. This is a program that Mike B and myself we put together, and I'm dropping that comment in there right now. And so yeah, so anyways, we'll make sure that all you guys got that link. So there it is. It's in the comments for the people on YouTube. And so definitely check that out. And if you have any questions about Acoustic Guitar Star, let's definitely open it up for discussion here today. It's a very powerful program. Mike and I developed it, and it's a perfect continuation from 5-Minute Guitar. Okay, it's like where 5-Minute Guitar leaves off, Acoustic Guitar Star picks up, solidifies some of like the last chapters of the 5-Minute Guitar stuff, like strumming chords, switching chords, bar chords. But then it goes into all the acoustic guitar kind of fundamentals, whether it's like, you know, it could be anything from something like that. Or of course there's like finger picking. Okay, and then, but what we're going to be talking about today, for instance, and there's a whole module of this inside of Acoustic Guitar Star, is arpeggiation. Okay, and that's technically really what's going on in the beginning of Sweet Home Alabama. All right. So, and that's really what's going on. So we've got, if you guys have ever heard of arpeggios, okay, then what we're doing is we're arpeggiating right there. And really all you got to know about arpeggios is that it's just like you just grab a chord, any old chord, okay? So in this case, if we grab a D chord, if you just start picking each one of the notes or flat picking each one of the notes, and that in itself kind of sounds musical, right? There's something musical about that that has a musical quality. And what we're doing there is we're arpeggiating the chord, okay? We're playing an arpeggio. And certainly there's ways to play arpeggios. And doing stuff like that, where we've got kind of a specific scale sequence of an arpeggio. But what we're doing here is we're just arpeggiating a chord and playing one note at a time, the notes from the chord, okay? And when you think about it that way, you can see that we're really just flat picking the notes or arpeggiating the notes, right? Like we're just hitting notes out of chords. So let's just first go over the chords, okay? Because it's so awesome when you kind of get the basics of this first. And so really the three chords are D, C add 9, and G, okay? Again, we got D major, C add 9, and the big thing is adding your pinky finger on first, okay? So then you get your third and fourth fingers locked down. And maybe you guys remember, if you guys have caught some of my lessons that I've been releasing lately, I've been talking about these fingers as anchor fingers, right? Through the stormy waters of strumming guitar. So you get those anchors down, okay? We've got the C add 9, okay? And then leave those third and fourth fingers there because they're our anchors, and we're just going to move our second and first fingers just down to our low 2 strings, so then we get all 6 strings involved for our G major chord, okay? Now, if we keep this in mind, what we can do is we can actually, okay, well, first of all, we all know that intro to Sweet Home Alabama, right? Right, we got that going on. And what's up, Darren? Good to see you on the call. Tuning in from Northern IN, which is Indiana, right? Sorry, I'm Canadian. I'm doing my best here. And he's playing an Epiphone Hummingbird. Nice. Okay, so when we get this D major chord, we all know that intro. So what we can do is we can kind of just fake strum it. Okay, I'm serious. This actually helps a ton when you're trying to do all that fancy chordal work, okay? It's just kind of like fake strum the intro. So we all know it goes like this, right? Sorry, I'm just realizing that my live video on beginner guitar players on Facebook has failed, so I'm gonna rework that for a second. Sorry, guys. Okay, and so what you want to do is just fake strum it. So we got, but we can kind of just, that's how it goes, and that's how we know it in our head. But if you just strum it out, it's the similar rhythm, right? Dun 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 dun. So what we want to do is, okay, we go to our next chord, C add 9, and do the exact same thing. Okay, don't even worry about the notes, just strum, 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 down, 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 up, probably would suffice. Okay, and then you're gonna go to a G major chord, down, 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 okay? And what about this crazy lick? Well, don't even worry about that. You can just go, bada, 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 like just strum that out too, bum, 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 bada, 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 bada. So that's just down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, okay? So, and yeah, we don't have to overcomplicate strum patterns, you know, and eventually what they'll become is something very natural, and you'll be able to just feel the rhythm, okay? And I'm sure you've experienced, even if just little moments of that, where you're just feeling it, you're just locking in, and you just feel it. And then there's other times where you probably fall off the tracks, and I hear you. So again, we got, switch chords. switch chords. Okay, and then down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay. Right, we can hear it going on there, right? Undoubtedly, that's that tune. Okay, so that's cool. Now, what we want to do now is I just want to show you just a couple of polishing tips, just to make sure that you can switch between these chords really smoothly, because I've actually never seen it taught this way. When you're switching from a D major chord, which a lot of songs start on D major, okay? And including the very famous ones like Sweet Home Alabama. The very first move is to put on your pinky finger, okay? So if you've caught some of my chord strumming and chord switching lessons, you'll know, and I'm sure that some of the one-on-one students here, whether that's Darlene, Mike, or Keith, or Darren, maybe Mike has taught you about removing your fingers when you switch chords, okay? So, however, when you start on D major, and you're going to either a C add 9 or a G, because they're pretty much the same like shape, so they're pretty much the same chord in a way, just physically. So what we're going to do is we actually add on our pinky finger on that very last strum. So it'd be down, 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 up, up. Okay, and that's your first move, is to add on your pinky finger on that last upstroke, and then move to the G, and then, or sorry, the C add 9. And then to get from the C add 9 to the G, then you would actually lift off your fingers, okay? And what I'm talking about here is there's a transitionary moment, okay, between your D and your C and your G, right? That makes sense. We have 3 chords and we're transitioning between them, and hopefully really smoothly and very musically, right? That's what we're trying to do. And in order to do that, there's that split second in between each chord, right? Right when you switch from D to C, it's right there, right? And then right when you switch from C to G, it's right there. And then don't forget that right at the end of G, we got to go back to D, okay? And there's a moment right there when we're transitioning. And so what I'm talking about here is you need to do something right in those tiny little windows in order to make chord switching sound smooth, okay? And that's what I'm talking about here. In those moments, and the greatest analogy is this, okay? If you got to get to a doctor's appointment on time, what do you got to do? You got to leave your house early to get to the appointment on time, okay? So if we're leaving the D chord and going to the C chord, we got to leave that D chord early to get to the C chord on time, okay? Otherwise, physically, we can't do it. We can't teleport to somewhere else instantly without some sort of movement or some sort of action. So, what we need to do is right before we finish off our strums on D major, what we want to do in this case is add on our pinky finger right before we leave the D major chord to get to the C chord on time. And so again, if we get back to that, we got that in our head, okay? So what we're trying to do with these strums is there's just that moment right at the very last strum. So down, 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 up, up. Okay, so that's the strum pattern. Down, 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 up. Add on that pinky finger on that second strum, as you could see me do that, right? So that gives you that split second you need to just slide right into the next chord, and nobody will ever be able to know that there's that little window of time where there's a transition happening, okay? Because it happens so fast. Right? Just sounds like guitar. It sounds like chord strumming on guitar. And that's, my friends, how you do it. Now, of course, in 5-Minute Guitar and our acoustic guitar program, we have tons of lessons on this, you know, and tons of song examples. And really even easier songs than this to make sure that you can get this transition down. And in case anybody's just watching, our program, Acoustic Guitar Star, is fully on sale this week. So make sure to check that out. I've dropped that into the YouTube comments here, and I'll just do that one more time. So you got it handy there. So you can go check out all the information on it and decide if it's a good fit for you, which comes with 5-minute guitar, by the way. So yeah, so in terms of like mastering this technique and getting a whole bunch of songs under your fingers in that step-by-step sequence, then we dive really, really deep into that. So, but hopefully, hey, maybe we just cured all your chord strumming and your chord worries right here, right now. That'd be cool. But don't worry if that's not the case, because chord strumming is unfortunately a lot harder than a lot of people make it out to be. So it takes a lot of people quite some time to be able to transition between chords quickly and smoothly. So I hear you if you're challenged and struggling with that, because as a guitar teacher, I've seen so many people struggle with this. But I think that with our systems, we can get people switching chords and strumming pretty smooth. So in a pretty short amount of time. So that's what we got going on. Okay, we got this pinky finger added on to move to the C add 9, and then right on the last strum, that transitionary window between C and G, we actually lift off those two fingers to get to the C add, from the C add 9 to the G. Okay, so now maybe you guys are wondering, okay, well, how do we actually play the intro, right? Because when the whole band kicks in, actually this part sounds pretty good. These wheels keep on turning, carry me home to my kin. I hope Neil Young will remember. Okay. So all we want to do is once we get some of those basics down, remember I was talking about fake strumming? Well, now what we want to do is we can go in, and now that we got that basic rhythm going on, now that we got the basic chord shapes, check this out. If I actually play these full chord shapes, I can play the intro to Sweet Home Alabama. So again, if we get that D major, C add 9, and G, watch this. You can see with my left hand, I'm playing those exact same chord shapes, but I'm sure that you can see and hear for yourself that things are changing with this side of the guitar, okay? So I'm using my pick, I'm hitting individual strings, and if you caught this lesson from the very beginning, that technique is called arpeggiating or flat picking, okay? Kind of synonymous terms. Okay, so what we got here is D, D, B, G, B. And of course I'm referring to the names of the strings. D, D, B, G, B. Okay, and that little motion happens through each chord. So now when we switch to the C add 9, you just hit the A, B, G, B. Okay? And then we finish off on G, G, G. Okay? Like your low E string, which is a G note, and then your G string, okay? And then we've got a crazy lick, right? The one I'm going to show you is actually the second lick that happens, just a little faster, a little easier to teach you right now. But yeah, so we got a pull off, okay? And by the way, when we open up for Q&A, I can show you how to play this lick if somebody asks. But this is the lick. Okay, I'm sure you guys recognize that. That's the second time through. Okay, so that lick is the one we're going to learn. So we got second fret of the G string, so it's all up on the G string. Okay, so second fret, pull off, and then pick it. Okay, so second fret, pull off, and then pick it. And then that exact same picking sequence happens on the 4th fret. 4th fret, pull off, pick it. And then on the 5th, just do a bend. And I usually do that with my 2nd finger so I can get my 1st finger in behind it. So I've got 2 fingers on the string. So I got lots of bending power. Okay? So again, we've got pick, pull off, pick, pull off, pick, bend. Okay? And that, again, that 2nd fret, 4th fret, and then just a bend on the 5th fret. Okay? And of course, it sounds really sweet when you get it nice and fast. Okay, but just start out slow and make sure you get that sequence. Okay? And so getting back to the whole thing, so again, if you get your D chord figured out, you've got D, D, B, G, B. Switch to your C major add 9. And now we're hitting the A string, B, G, B. And then we just got a G, G. Sorry, that's a G note. Low E string, and then your open G string. And then we got our lick. Okay, one more time. Get up that D major chord. Here we go. D, D, B, G, B. A, B, G, B. And then your low E, E, B, G, B. And then we get our lick. Okay, which by the way, all those notes are just right from a G major pentatonic scale. So, because that is all on, if you remember our strum pattern, okay, so it's all on a G major chord, all those notes, those are all from a G major style scale, okay? So, and then furthermore, just one last thing about this is that we've got, as you'll probably notice, we don't play all of the notes from all of our chords. So what you can actually do is just place the fingers that you need. So in this case, on the D major, I would actually just take off my 2nd finger. Okay? And then I would take off my 1st finger. Okay, so I've only got 2 fingers loaded up. Okay? And then again, I just move that 1 finger over to the low string. And that's it. Okay? But I just wanted to show you how it's really derived from these full chords. Okay, so if you're ever forgetting how it goes, just dial up those full chords and it'll be easier to find the notes. Okay, because all those arpeggiated and flat-picked notes are almost always just from chords and kind of the surrounding scales. Okay, so again, we've got just these 2 fingers, your 1st finger and your 3rd finger. Okay, just move your 2nd finger over to the A string. And then move that to the low E string. Okay, and then we've got our lick. Okay, and at full speed. And by the way, for all you guys playing electric guitar, was there anybody playing electric guitar out there? I forget. I wanted to show you kind of a cool little thing, just to, just in case anybody's playing electric, do let me know. But I wanted to show you something cool with this. Okay, I'm realizing I should probably have dialed in my amp a little bit more, but I'm sure that you're hearing that it kind of sounds like the intro, right? And it's definitely done on a Fender style guitar, okay? However, whatever guitar that you have, the big key is to get it in an out of phase position. So on a Strat, you've got this 5-way selector switch. If you put it in position 2 or 3, 4, put it in position 4, that will get 2 of these pickups engaged at the same time, which makes them out of phase. That's like the technical term. And it just gives it that quacky sound. Right? And sure enough, and so you can do that on a Les Paul style guitar as well. If you have a 3 pickup switch selector, just put it in the center, okay? And that will engage, again, both pickups, which will get you more of that Sweet Home Alabama type tone. So anyways, Fender style guitar definitely will get you in the wheelhouse, tonally speaking. All right, so getting back to the acoustic. But yeah, guys, that's roughly what I had planned for you here today. And because the thing is about arpeggios and these flat picking techniques is they're so essential for just kind of like that impressive sounding acoustic guitar work. You know, the stuff that sounds really majestic or pretty or beautiful or just, again, like impressive sounding, you know, because there's nothing, you know, of course, chord strumming is like loud and proud and, you know, gives you the ability to do songs that are, I love the saying, 3 chords and the truth, you know? So, you know, chord strumming, chord switching, absolutely essential. And, but yeah, it's kind of like the difference between going like this and this. Okay, they both have their place, okay? And I hope that you can see from this lesson that this is derived from that, okay? It outlines the chords, and that's exactly what you're doing with arpeggiation and flat picking. And I see a question about the acoustic guitar program, and inside of Acoustic Guitar Star, we have a whole section all about arpeggiation, okay? And again, that's getting into that style of playing where you're arpeggiating the chords and doing all that impressive, fancy, beautiful acoustic guitar work. So, for example, a song that I wrote that utilizes that kind of style and is kind of my go-to when I think about this is this right here. Okay, and so, believe it or not, it's really just based out of D to F to C to G. Okay, and I'm sure you can hear that, right? And then a switch. And so what I'm doing there is really the exact same concept that we're breaking down inside of today's lesson, which is you've got the chords, and then you've got the notes that go with the chords and where you start arpeggiating the chords, okay? And it just, I don't know, to my ears, and I hope that you'd agree, that it just kind of sounds beautiful and majestic and definitely tapping into those, next level kind of like pro sounding acoustic guitar work. And so inside of Acoustic Guitar Star, we have an entire module dedicated to all those songs, whether it's, Johnny Cash or Jack Johnson or Led Zeppelin or Neil Young or, on and on and on. We cover, it's really like a song-based learning style of 35 songs, okay? And there's something for everybody in here. There's songs from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, okay? Ranging from Weezer to Tracy Chapman to, again, Led Zeppelin and Johnny Cash and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really vast program. And Keith asks, is the acoustic program in book format like the 5-Minute Guitar, or is it an online program? So first of all, I know that there is the 5-Minute Guitar book, which is my free guitar system. But there's the book, but there's also the video course that goes along with 5-Minute Guitar, right? So it is kind of like two separate things. With Acoustic Guitar Star, and what it is, it's an online program with downloadable PDFs. So all the chord charts, all the tabs, all the song, like all the written work is all downloadable as soon as you make your purchase. So it's similar to 5-Minute Guitar in that sense, but yeah, we don't actually print a book and ship it to you like the 5-Minute Guitar system. But yeah, guys, so why don't we go ahead and open it up for Q&A. If you guys had any acoustic guitar questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. And do let me know if you guys had any questions about Acoustic Guitar Star. And again, it is on sale and available to you right now. So I've dropped that into the comments a couple times already, so you'll see that link. Just going to drop it in the comments. And I see some people on the Campfire Guitar Star live stream as well. So I'm just dropping that in there right now. Cool. So when you guys click on that link, that will bring you over to all of the information, all the breakdown of the 35 songs, all the techniques that you can expect to learn. Okay, the program itself is valued at $200. Okay, it comes with 5-Minute Guitar, which is, again, like I was saying earlier, so complimentary. Like, I think if there's any two programs that go together really, really well under our Campfire Guitar Star umbrella of video courses, it's got to be 5-Minute Guitar and this one, Acoustic Guitar Star. They just go together like peanut butter and jam, where 5-Minute Guitar leaves off, Acoustic Guitar picks right up, solidifies some of those concepts, and then just goes way beyond, of course, because it's titled Acoustic Guitar Star, it's going to get right into all those acoustic guitar techniques. I mean, we covered one today, which is the arpeggiating and stuff, but there's also an entire section all to do with finger picking, for instance. So, if you think about a song like Yesterday by the Beatles. Okay, so as you can see, I drop the pick, right? And then okay, so that's finger picking. And then, of course, there's bar chords. Okay, so you have strumming chords, strumming bar chords, switching from chords and switching chords, bar chords, all that kind of stuff. So those are, I think, roughly kind of those are pretty much the three essential things that we dive into, okay? And we teach you, we have like a song-based learning style. So 35 songs that, that cover those, basically those three styles, okay? Finger picking, chord strumming, and then arpeggiating, okay? And by the end of that, as you can imagine, you're gonna be a really well-rounded acoustic guitar player. So definitely consider this one if you're thinking about playing the acoustic guitar. It comes with 5-minute guitars, so you can have all your ground level beginner basics covered as well. And yeah, and it's a $200 program. It's valued at $200, and right now you can actually get it for 67 bucks. Okay, one-time payment, no recurring costs or anything like that, and it's available right here today. So yeah, if you guys had any questions about Acoustic Guitar Star, I'm happy to answer anything that pops up. And if you guys had any other questions about the acoustic guitar or guitar in general, or anything we went over in today's lesson, then do let me know. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and shut it down unless I see some questions and comments come in. All right, guys? So, but yeah, just while those are coming in, I appreciate you guys tuning in. These live lessons are always fun, and you know, puts me on the spot. I gotta, you know, no edits on these, man. Gotta deliver the goods. So anyway, so hopefully you guys enjoyed today's lesson, and I'll just wait to make sure that there's no other comments or questions. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. And just making sure that there's no questions. I'm hearing crickets. This is awkward. I see 17 people on the call. Cool. No worries, Darlene. Appreciate you too. I appreciate you too. You're welcome, Mike. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you picked something up in today's lesson and got Sweet Home Alabama under your fingers, the chord strumming and the arpeggiation. Right on, Keith. Good to hear. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We will catch you in the next one. Until then, keep on ripping it up, and we'll talk to you soon. Later, guys.